The Art of Seduction by Greene. A masterclass in psychological influence. Introduction. Robert Greene's The Art of Seduction, 2001, is a deep exploration of the psychology behind attraction, persuasion, and control. Unlike typical dating guides, Greene's work is rooted in strategy, power dynamics, and human psychology, drawing from historical seducers like Cleopatra, Casanova, and John F. Kennedy. This book is not just about romance. It's about mastering influence in all areas of life, from business to politics. Below, we break down the key concepts: the psychology of seduction, why people fall under a seducer's spell, the 9 laws of seduction, core strategies to captivate others, the 4 phases of seduction, how seduction unfolds step by step, dark seduction and ethical considerations, the risks of manipulation, real-world applications, using seduction beyond romance. The psychology of seduction. Seduction is more than charm. It's about triggering deep emotional responses. Greene explains that humans are driven by desire, insecurity, and fantasy, making them susceptible to psychological manipulation. Why seduction works. People crave validation. A seducer makes their target feel uniquely desired. Mystery fuels obsession. Uncertainty, the Zeigarnik effect, keeps people hooked. Emotional spikes are addictive. Hot and cold behavior increases longing. The ideal lover. A fantasy. People fall for those who mirror their deepest desires. A skilled seducer controls the narrative, making their target chase, fantasize, and emotionally surrender. The 9 laws of seduction. Greene's laws are timeless strategies used by history's greatest seducers. Choose the right victim. Not everyone can be seduced. Ideal targets include the lonely, yearning for connection; the narcissist, craving admiration; the dreamer, lost in fantasy. Example: Casanova targeted wealthy but emotionally neglected women. Create a false sense of security before striking. Appear harmless. Play the friend first. Slowly introduce seductive elements. Example: a spy gains trust before extracting secrets. Send mixed signals. If you're too available, desire fades. Instead, alternate between warmth and aloofness. Keep them guessing. Example: Marilyn Monroe's innocent yet sensual persona. Appear as an object of desire. People want what others want. Be seen as desired by many. Use subtle social proof. Admirers. Status. Example: celebrities seem more attractive because fans adore them. Create a need. Make them feel incomplete without you. Identify their emotional void. Position yourself as the solution. Example: a cult leader fills followers' existential dread. Master the art of insinuation. Seduction thrives on suggestion, not directness. Use ambiguous compliments. Let their imagination fill in the gaps. Example: a poet writes vague love letters, letting the reader fantasize. Enter their spirit. Mirror their desires to create deep connection. Listen intently. Reflect their passions back at them. Example: therapists and con artists use this to build rapport. Create temptation. Forbidden fruit is the sweetest. Introduce an element of taboo. Tease before giving in. Example: affairs feel more intense because they're illicit. Keep them in suspense. Never let them fully possess you. Always leave them wanting more. Withdraw occasionally to reignite desire. Example: a musician who retires at their peak becomes a legend. The 4 phases of seduction. Seduction follows a psychological sequence. Phase 1. Selection. Identify a vulnerable target. Study their desires and weaknesses. Phase 2. Confusion. Disorient them with mixed signals. Create emotional turbulence. Phase 3. Surrender. They become obsessed. They emotionally depend on you. Dark seduction and ethical considerations. Greene's tactics are immoral. They work, but they can be manipulative and destructive. Dangers of seduction. Emotional damage. Victims may feel used. Self-deception. Seducers can become addicted to power. Karma. Manipulation often backfires. Ethical seduction. Use these principles for attraction, not exploitation. Enhance charisma without deceit. Build genuine connections, not just control. Real-world application. Seduction isn't just for lovers. It's useful in business and leadership. CEOs use charisma to inspire. Salespeople create desire for products. Politics and influence. Politicians seduce voters with grand visions. Cult leaders exploit followers' needs. Social dynamics. The most likable people use subtle seduction. Networking is easier when you make others feel special. Conclusion. The art of seduction is a masterclass in psychological influence. It teaches how to captivate, control, and dominate social interactions. But with great power comes responsibility. Final lessons. Have a checkmark. Desire is irrational. Play on emotions, not logic. Have a checkmark. Mystery is magnetic. Never reveal everything. Have a checkmark. Seduction is a skill. It can be learned and mastered. Have a checkmark. Use it wisely. Manipulation has consequences, whether for love, business, or power. Understanding seduction makes you unstoppable, but only if wielded ethically.